Monsieur le ministre de l'Intérieur.
Mr. Minister of the Interior, the report on the Muslim Brotherhood in France, commissioned by your own ministry, paints a damning picture of an organised, structured Islamist offensive, infiltrating our schools, our associations, our institutions, and even certain districts of the Republic. This report speaks of documented facts, verified by intelligence services, which establish the existence of a strategy of conquest and circumvention of laws and ideological entry on a large scale. In short, Mr. Minister, as the Rassemblement National has been denouncing for decades, the Republic is being infiltrated and undermined from within. So I ask you, Mr. Minister, do you really want to make the fight against these ideologies a priority for everyone? Do you want to take them out of all the economic, social and cultural fields in which they are already present? Do you want to prevent any direct or indirect financing of these ideologies? Do you want to prevent the proselytizing of these ideologies, whether in the civil service or in companies? Do you want to keep foreign Islamists out of France? Would you like to make attachment to Islamist ideology an aggravating circumstance in the penal code and create a penalty of national indignity for those who advocate Islamist ideologies? To put it plainly, Mr. Minister, will you at last show a great deal of responsibility and put on the agenda the bill tabled by Marine Le Pen over 4 years ago, Mr. Minister, to combat Islamist ideologies?
Marine Le Pen, depuis maintenant plus de 4 ans, Monsieur le Ministre, visant à lutter contre les idéologies islamistes. Je vous remercie.
Madame la députée.
The report I found on my desk when I arrived at Beauvau was commissioned by 3 ministries: the Ministry of the Interior, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Ministry of the Armed Forces. It's a report that very clearly highlights a threat to our associative fabric, to republican institutions, and also to national cohesion. Faced with this threat, we naturally have to react, and we're going to do so in 3 obvious ways. The important thing is for the state to reorganize itself, because we won't be able to combat Islamist entryism if we don't have the right tools, particularly in terms of intelligence. That's why, in a similar way to terrorism and drug trafficking, we're going to reorganize the state with a kind of headquarters around territorial intelligence. In terms of intelligence and a sort of administrative prosecutor's office for the administrative police to develop barriers, particularly on all entries into our associative fabric. The second direction, the second track, is an arsenal that will enable us to better trace financial circuits, to review the authorization regime for illicit and particularly foreign works, and to ensure that, for example, for the devolution of assets, when associations are dissolved, they cannot be sent to other foreign lands. And finally, there's a clearly informational strategy. I think that in the face of this strategy, which uses the entrism of concealment, transparency is precisely what is needed. This is precisely what we did when we published the report on entrism. We will do this by training civil servants, particularly prefects, but also by advancing our knowledge of these Islamist movements, in particular through academic knowledge. Believe me, we won't prevaricate, and our hand will be very, very firm in the fight against what I see as an attack on the associative fabric, national cohesion, and the republican form of our institutions.
Mr. Minister, as you know better than anyone, the answer can only be legislative. It has to be concrete. So I ask you again, include Marine Le Pen's bill, which answers all the questions posed in this report, as this is the only solution that will enable us to make concrete progress. Thank you, Minister.
Je vous remercie.